I'm from Kane, Pennsylvania. I was born and raised in Kane. Went to Penn State University. Worked at a local business here, Kane Lawn and Garden, and this will be my 26th year of ownership of it. And our 50th anniversary of our landscape company. So I went to Penn State and came back to Kane and actually purchased this business when I was, I think, 22 years old, actually. So, and I've been here ever since. Yeah.
Yeah, and I grew up in Kane as well. Went to Penn State Du Bois for wildlife and fishery science, and then moved on to main campus and got a bachelor's degree in wildlife and fishery science, and have worked for a couple of different forestry companies, the Forest Service and whatnot, and Dave snagged me up, and instead of moving out to Colorado, have stayed here and moved back to...
To your question, heck yeah, I'm from the PA Wilds. Yes, the short of it all is a childhood friend and myself, Dan Shields, started a company called Greendale Farms about 12 years ago. You know, the rural landscape in McKean and Elk County was basically a bunch of farmland that was abandoned and growing back up, you know, reforesting. So we had the crazy idea that you know, we'd change that. It was kind of the true inspiration to start Greendale Farms. So we just kind of started beating on doors and asking landowners, hey, what are you doing with your field? You know, could we start farming it? And we successfully to date have rejuvenated about 700 acres of barren agriculture. Well, always had in the back of my mind I wanted to innovate something. And of course I like flowers because you know, I'm a horticulture background guy. So we planted some sunflowers at Dan's house, which is on Route 6 east of Kane. And he's like, hey, let's not plant the sunflowers at my house anymore. I was like, why? He's like, every day there's like cars blocking my driveway and they're pulled off on the road. We figured out not only how to distill sunflowers, but how to grow naturally a sunflower plant that is friendly to distilling. And to date, there's a really nice distillery in Georgia that uses sunflowers with some of their product. But we've innovated a pure spirit, and we've kept it endemic to Pennsylvania. So I think that's really important, you know, to support Pennsylvania agriculture as well as you know, create a legacy where, you know, truly tequila is only tequila if it comes from that certain region in Mexico from the agave plant. You know, it's not, you know, champagne unless it comes from the region in France. So at the time that we were developing Sonshine, Sonshine, the PA Wilds was really revving up as well. And I just can't say enough how much, you know, I met with Ta and Kristen at that time that worked for him, and Abby, and still work with Ta and Abby, you know, quite regularly. And they've just helped us so much develop the brand, develop the process, network with people. On it, we assembled a whole big group of individuals to help make it happen. Taylor and Abby worked together, and we just kind of involved the county conservation districts of Warren, Elk, and McKean County, involved Penn State Cooperative Extension, Penn State Education Outreach, University of Pittsburgh, their art department. We involved, oh my goodness, who am I missing?
The Allegheny Hardwood Utilization Group and Amy Shields.
Amy Shields, she's been just wonderful, and what a motivator, you know, for the timber industry. My goodness, what a motivator she. And so it's all kind of rolled, you know, into something a lot bigger than it originally was. We put together, you know, as we were building, we put together a group of investors, and, you know, said, you know, geez, this will have to be a separate business, but at the end of the day, we want the agriculture to support it. But I come up with this label, and Todd and Abby, I think, sit me down one day and they're like, the label's not going to work. And I was like, what do you mean? It took all of us like 6 months to figure out this label. And they're like, no, it's not going to work. Well, it was a bit animated, and I'm not a label maker. I'm not a graphic designer either. They said, tell you what, we'll help you. We'll help you evolve a really good label. And, knowing that I really wanted this endemic to Pennsylvania. So they actually did it. We worked locally with the Laughing Owl in Kane, and, it was just great. They really helped us. I mean, they're wonderful, graphic inspiration, about the ag. And I have an opportunity to shout out at Secretary Redding. He's called, he's made himself available at any given time. He's visited our facility several times and really inspired this project to move forward. And so we're going to have a welcome center where no matter who you are, whether you're a delivery person, whether you're an employee, whether you are coming to the factory to buy something from our gift shop, or going to the tasting bar, or whatever reason you have to come to the Wild Sunshine Factory, you will have to walk through an interpretive corridor. It's so important to me that we relay the message, especially, sociologically, we're really truly, our youth at times is a bit lost understanding sustainability, and especially our urban kids. So our goal is and will be to create this really cool walk-through interpretive area that you'll conceptualize that food doesn't come from a grocery store, water doesn't come from a spigot, and lumber doesn't come from Lowe's and Home Depot. And of course, with Dana, who we had as a Penn State intern, had come up with, sunflowers don't come from a florist, right? So important, because it's important that we support Pennsylvania agriculture. Pennsylvania agriculture is paramount to our sustainability, and Pennsylvania agriculture is strong in supplying goods and products to the whole world. So the more that we, I went to Penn State, came back, decided to live here in Pennsylvania and practice my profession. Our hopes would be that we open this spring. That's our goal. We'll evolve, sales of the products that we produce, in a strategic manner. We're not going to try to be, a Walmart vendor right out of the gate, right? Everyone always says they want to get into Walmart. Well, Walmart's a wonderful company, but at the end of the day, you really have to have everything in order to do that. So we'll evolve, we'll perfect our products, we'll perfect our facility. We'll start with local school groups for our tours. I mean, what wonderful times to tour a distillery for kids. That sounds crazy, but come through our interpretive area and look at our cool table and get a little bit of history, get an appreciation for simple sustainability, get an agriculture appreciation, and at the end of the tour a distillery and show youth how you make hand sanitizer, right? Well, it's humbling and it feels wonderful. I mean, it's truly recognition of hard work, and people need to understand that things aren't just given, in our world. You have to work hard for them. And if you work hard enough and you keep your nose clean and you forward yourself pleasantly, and you try to do good as you try to propel, and you don't always think about your wallet, and you don't always think about holding your hand out, but you think about using your hand to embrace, using your hand to help. Not to reiterate, but my inspiration truly is to create opportunity for our youth. The day, we have a lot of value in our lives, recreationally, that people can embrace, and that's truly what the PA Wilds, I believe, is starting to showcase, is that the rural Pennsylvania has a lot of really cool value and really cool destinations and really, really great assets. People just need to get cultured a little bit into experiencing them. I believe the Wild Sonshine Factory, with its diversity, will attract a lot of people. It's amazing. It was absolutely crazy amazing how many people come to it is amazing. I mean, the people that come to our sunflower fields is almost hard to believe. I've had people pull in from Ontario, Canada. I've had people, and I saw the place and I was like, do you have family here? And he's like, oh geez, this gentleman I talked to brought his wife and two daughters. He's like, no, we saw this thing on social media, and we stayed in Bradford, Pennsylvania last night and decided to drive down here. They've never seen a field of sunflowers. Like, a sunflower field can bring that much attraction. The Wild Sonshine Factory certainly can coincide with that hype and bring a whole lot more.
So we have a Facebook and Instagram page at the Wild Sonshine Factory, on both Facebook and Instagram, as well as a website where I'll be posting periodic updates before our opening here in the spring. And our website is wildsonshinefactory.org. And feel free to, all our contact information is on there. Feel free to give us a message at any time, and feel free to reach out.